that changes. I don't know how, but we just got to do it. That I'm being a little bit facetious, but only a little bit. That is what's animating many of our senior leaders. They're just going down that path. They're not stopping to think, okay, what are the 4 steps, 5 steps, 7 steps it's going to take to turn this aspiration into reality? Because they'll see you can't get step 2. You need a step 7 to have a viable path. You can't get to step 2. So if you see that, then you see it's irrational to go further. We're not doing that. We're not even looking at what's necessary or where we are. Let's just keep going, because I mean, we can't. I know the rules, and Hitler has to lose. Putin has to lose. So just keep going until something somehow changes. It's comical, like tragic comedy to say that out loud, but I don't see any other rational explanation for what we're doing. And I think that is the path we're going down.
I mean, I would say about that, that's what you just described is not a policy. It's a pose. It's just a pose that people are adopting. They say, well, Putin is Hitler. We can't negotiate with Hitler, so we must go on fighting. It doesn't explain at all how you're going to achieve the objective you set yourself. And achieving an objective requires you to define what that objective is. And increasingly, I am not seeing that anymore, which makes it even more complicated and even more difficult. Now, I've heard a rumor now, and I always say I heard that. I mean, I was just read it somewhere that Anatol Lieven has been talking about this, and I believe a few other people, George Beebe and whatever. I haven't seen George Beebe's pieces, but there's been suggested that what the administration wants to do is to keep this situation as it is at the moment, and then after the election, they might even be prepared
Vin is number 1 again. Hey, Narad. Hey, DBMM. Hey, Eagle. DBMM. DBMM. Narad. David. The one with the cutest Bambino or Bambina. Hey, Squire. Ben. I forgot AMC. Yeah, I didn't. I just did it quickly. Look, I think on AMC and GME, my own theory is this guy who works out of his basement, Roaring Kitty. I think he's the signal. That's my opinion. When he comes out with something, that gives all the buyers permission to run it up. They entice retail in, and then they do a deal with the company. And it's a way of slowly working off a large. Sure, the company will end up with a lot of money, but it's a lot cheaper that way than letting it squeeze out of control. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, of course. I often am wrong. GME right now is up 8. It was as high as $40, $40.50, and as low as $27.75. Right now it's $31.63. Fngr's 304. It opened at 314 and was as high as 325, low as 302. DJT is in the red. RCRT, oddly enough, is in the green, 6 cents. LPA is down 37, almost $38 at 92. That's how quickly they go. They run up and then they come back down. So you have to, it's so hard to sell, I know. But when they really explode to the upside, pause, maybe you got to sell some. MMAT's up over $4. NVIDIA is up $42 at 1138. One more. Let's see. One more for your voracious interests. I know the one. I know the one that will excite everyone. GTII down a little bit at 0.111. All right, let's go. Hey, Ben. Just wash your hands. What'd you wash your hands of? That's what the credulous Ann Wagner thinks. We don't need to check time and sales at all. All of it is systems in place. All right, Pistol Pete, you got and Nextbridge to AST. Bravo, 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 bravissimo, bravissimo. No bravo, no bravo, no bravo, bravo, no bravissimo. I'm looking for mine. I can't find mine. Anyway, I was going to show you mine just to be in support. I just can't find mine. They were here. But anyway, oh, there they are. They're over there. I can't reach them. That's so great, Pistol Pete. That's awesome. Hey, Morty. Mr. Bojangles dance. He sang a tune, da, 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 da. And then old worn out shoes. That's what I think. Vin man, there's something going on where if they're in the middle of getting caught, he's just doing it in a very controlled destruction of the short position. That's my guess. Hey, Patrice. Hey, Barbara. At 2:00, I'll text Ham. See if we can get him on. I forgot to call him. I went quick grocery shopping at lunchtime. I got to tell you something. There's inflation out there. When you buy things, there's fewer in the package, and the cost is up. It's amazing. But hey, at least I don't have to deal with those darn tweets. At least I don't have to deal with that. Somebody just died? Who died? Los Angeles Times sports columnist died. If I can find this one chart, it's probably too late to find it. I wanted to point it out to you. Yep, I should have saved it. I might not be able to find it. Where does this guy get $180 million to place a bet? Roaring Kitty. Where does he get that? All right, I can't find the chart. So I guess I'll have to leave that little bit of wisdom. Leave that little bit of wisdom I was going to share with you out of your brain. I'm looking. I haven't given up yet. I haven't given up yet. Nope. What it was a chart of the tech stocks, what they call big tech. Since the bottom of COVID, big tech is up 350%. That's your NVIDIAs, your Facebooks, your Amazons, 350%. And what I think, at least at a minimum, is you need to rebalance your portfolio somewhat, because that's a huge move. It could keep going, sure, but it's much more likely that a thesis will come out there, position, particularly as I believe we're going to war, that people should own manufacturing, arms manufacturers, and raw materials. Let's see what Jennifer says. Hi, Jennifer. Jordan Council. You're worried about Trump's lack of regard for law and democracy? Jordan. If he, he believes, and I can't say it out loud, that's how much democracy we have. YouTube's run by a woman, I forget her name, Susan something, can't say things. In a modern, highly educated, overly educated, female-led world, can't say anything. You got to restrict what you're saying because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Well, Trump has his views about the reality of Joe Biden being the single most popular presidential candidate in history with 83 million votes. Maybe it was more than that. All I submit to you, Jordan, if he really felt that he was going to show a lack of regard for law and democracy, why did he fly away from the White House? Why did he hop into his helicopter with Melania and wave goodbye? I think he does have a regard for law and democracy. I don't know if he doesn't become president, which I find it hard to believe they're going to let that happen. I think we are going to have the single most popular president in the history of the United States and his vice president, or the powers that be will substitute somebody in. My favorite is Hillary Clinton, or we'll get Kamala Harris. But I don't think they're going to let. So I don't think you have much to worry about. I don't think they're going to let someone they can't control back into the White House. So, and then we won't be able to talk about it because we live in a democracy with a constitution and freedom of speech, but we won't be able to talk about it because Susan, whatever her name at YouTube, has rules. So, yeah, it's good. It's good to know that YouTube is protecting the regard for law and democracy and limiting what we're allowed to say, because who knows? You could lose democracy if you don't control free speech, and if you don't manipulate other levers of power to push an agenda, you could lose your democracy. Anyway, I'm not sure what he could do if he can't appoint people. I'm not sure what he can really do. He can bring visibility should he decide to do so. I guess that would be it, Jordan. Hey, Nicolay. Yeah, I think there's no doubt, to me anyway, that it's possible the Fed, Citadel, and the rest have the data we don't have. And Gary Gensler says that's a fair market. Well, retail's less than 10% of the market. It depends on how you count that, of course. Whose wife works at Goldman Sachs? I don't know who you're talking about. It's my fault. I can't. It's my lack of brain power. I did go to New York. Thank you. We had great meetings, and I spent the money in New York. And I don't have a new computer. I'm short on a new computer, which is why my videos are not so, as glossy and as professional. But yeah, things are tight. But hey, you just go one day, one day at a time. The only real stock I'm left with is illiquid stocks. So there's not really anything to cash in. So that's how I am. That's how I am. But thank you, Daviolio. We just keep moving forward. We keep moving forward. Yeah, there's a woman in charge of let's look it up. I might be confusing it with Twitter. I really don't care if it's a woman or a man or whatever. It's just the agenda in our world right now is this woke stuff, this DEI, and I guess it has its place. I mean, I what do I know, But I do think it's a I do think it's, YouTube executive team is rated a C+ and led by CEO Susan Wojcicki. YouTube executive team is led by CEO Susan Wojcicki. I guess you know best, but oh, I see. From 2014 to 2023. Maybe she's gone now. Neil Mohan comes in. Neil has honed in on creator monetization, YouTube TV, gaming, and podcasting. What's next? So I guess you're right. Susan is stepping down. She's stepping back. A new chapter focused on my family, health, and personal projects I'm passionate about. So you're right. Neil Mohan will be the replacement. She leaves an unquestionable legacy at YouTube. Whatever that means. So she convinced, that's a big positive thing on her. Apparently she convinced Google to buy YouTube. That's all you need is one good thing like that. CEO Sundar Pichai. So you're right. You're pretty smart, Corn. Pretty smart. Hang on. Yeah. I'm just trying to get you live here. I just got to get this stupid speaker. All right. Call back. All right. So you're right, Corn. You're pretty smart. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. I was just getting an update on the gold company raise, and there's quite a few people who I emailed, haven't heard back from. I have to follow up in some fashion, which I'll do. But it looks like one of the big boys is going to come in and complete the raise, which I hate. I hate that. Because I want as many of you as want to do it in there. So I'm going to have to fight for that. In fact, I might put this on paused for just a second because I want to make sure that we don't get shut out. So hang on a second. Okay, let's get going. Corn was pretty smart. Hey, Frank. Hey, Ben Man. Yeah, these glitches I don't trust. I think they're trying to test out if they can screw with our markets. No, I don't see an issue there. The SEC has to approve the dividend for Fngr, and the SEC has taken a long time on everything. For example, Worldwide Holdings submitted its dividend over a year ago, and they're still waiting for approval there. I don't see any conspiracy here. I think the SEC, they say, is understaffed. I think it's very poorly run by Gary Gensler. And I think they got plenty of staff. He's just focused on digital coins because that's a threat. Digital coins are a threat to the monopoly Goldman Sachs has. Gary Gensler is there to protect and enrich Goldman Sachs. And anything else, it doesn't even come up to his level of priority. And I wouldn't worry about it, Tom. The dividend will get approved. There's no reason for it not to be approved. Everything in life takes time. We live in a world now of instant gratification, and I mean instant. Unfortunately, we have to wait. I would expect that at any time the SEC will approve Fngr's dividend. In the meantime, I think it gives everyone a chance to buy more shares, obviously not financial advice, at the discounts that the criminals are giving. I can't watch it. I just cannot watch it. I just cannot watch it.
Absolutely, Sean. It's going to only be tough from here on out. I'm liking my Ruud over Novak prediction. The corners more and more. I mean, great for Novak fans. They should cheer on this victory, but it's going to be very tough for Novak as the tournament unfolds. Let's be real. But if anybody can do it, it's Novak. But I do worry for him going forward. Still.
Battery 100%. Connected to Phil's iPhone.
Backhand, cross court, the backhand Djokovic, backhand Swindlow, the backhand of Novak, cross court, backhand of Swindlow, backhand of Djokovic, backhand Swindlow, backhand. That's a forehand of Swindlow down the line. 2 break points to save. Backhand cross court is ridiculous.
Djokovic breaks 2-love. He struts around.
2-love Djokovic in the 5th set.
Running around, but he's walking around with a bit of more of a swagger. 2-love.
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 Oh, thank God. 6-1, 5-7, 3-6, 7-5. Now 2-love. He hurt his knee in the 2nd set. It's another 5-setter.
This is better than the Musetti match.
This gives me a heart attack.
Fulcrum, Carol Gilmore.
It gives me a heart attack.
And we couldn't, Musetti really didn't have a chance after the 3rd, right? I mean, the 4th set, Djokovic sort of got the break early and then done. Fran was winning this match. He was 4-3 up? 4-2 up? Got to 4-all or 5-all. Chances to break.
This is heart attack city.
Was so close to the finish line. Musetti was never there, really, in hindsight. As that goes in for Djokovic, great winner, 15-love.
15-love.
Fran was 4-1 up, was he?
15-love.
He was 4-3 serving, yeah. Was he 4-1? Okay, Djokovic 15-love.
What are the odds the dividend proof will slow down?
So let's see the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand now from Djokovic. Cerundolo with the backhand pass. Djokovic volley winner. 30-love.
30-love.
4-2.
I think, Mike, what's possible is the SEC's asked for some clarification, and maybe there were a lot of moving parts.
One of the last 8 games?
That's possible.
That's crazy.
That's possible.
30-love. Yep, we've got a scoreboard. You don't have to put the scores in chat. Thank you.
What the heck?
30-love.
I don't know, BRK. I don't know anything about
30-15, double faults.
Double faults.
That's what changed. And Djokovic now in control.
Please be in control. Please be in control.
Serving the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand of Djokovic.
Yeah, I was listening.
The backhand of Cerundolo.
I was getting an update on this gold company raise. It doesn't interest many of you, but some of you does. So I had to put it on mute.
30-15.
GME is going wild. Richard. GME is going to be wild the next
serve again
2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, I hope you guys make a ton of money in GME. I hope you do.
Djokovic serves.
Oh my God.
Djokovic. One now from Cerundolo. Again, the
Roaring Kitty's wife works at Goldman Sachs. I didn't know that.
Long and it's 30-all. Hang on.
Well, what basement does he live in? Djokovic is serving and it's 30-all. You have to consolidate the break, Djokovic. You have to consolidate it.
Yes.
30-all. Oh, her son passed away. That's a terrible thing.
30-all.
That is a terrible thing.
Djokovic serves. Where's the clutchness?
Come on, Joker.
30-all when he hit a backhand winner in the fourth.
Come on, Joker. Hey, Billy Ray.
Down to see the backhand of Cerundolo. Return goes in the front of Djokovic. Cerundolo's backhand goes in the backhand of Djokovic.
Come on, Djokovic.
Backhand again to the backhand of Cerundolo. It's Djokovic. Again to the backhand of Cerundolo. Djokovic backhand again. into the slice of Cerundolo. Djokovic with a slice on the line. He comes to the net. Fran with a pass.
This is going to be.
Oh no.
And he waves his hands up in the air.
Oh no.
What
Oh
a shot
no.
from Fran.
It makes me
30,
ill.
40. Beautiful forehand running shot down the
Oh,
line.
it makes me ill.
He needed
Joko.
that. Wasn't a bad approach.
I have no
It's just a
idea.
rip forehand.
It should trade.
Cerundolo with a break
But I
point,
don't
30
know.
40.
Anything seems to go now.
All right.
Add out. Add out.
Cerundolo,
Darn it, Djokovic.
get back on serve in the 5th.
Come on, Joker. Get tough. Ace.
Serve.
Do an ace.
The forehand Cerundolo return is in. The backhand of Djokovic. Cerundolo forehand again. The backhand of Djokovic.
Oh,
Cerundolo's forehand goes wide.
thank God.
He had a shot. He
Deuce.
He went for it.
Deuce.
He missed.
Deuce. Thank
He
God.
missed 100% of the
Deuce.
shots going to take. Deuce. Man. He ripped it. He ripped it and it just
If
missed.
Trump is elected, he'll prosecute his
Back at
political
Deuce.
opponents.
Djokovic keeps.
I'm
I'm
not sure if he will. I'm not sure if he will. Although one thing
Djokovic serve.
about Trump is if you hit him, he hits
Forehand
back.
Cerundolo, forehand from Djokovic
One
down the line,
thing
Cerundolo
about it.
backhand. The backhand of Djokovic, drop shots in the net.
Head out.
Unbelievable.
Head out.
Advantage Cerundolo
Darn it.
to get back on serve.
Djokovic.
Advantage Cerundolo.
I can't watch. I can't take it.
Points. 18 break points. Only 3 breaks against the Djokovic serve. He needs one now.
I can't take
Djokovic
it.
serves.
I can't take it. Give an ace.
Fault.
A fault, so it's second serve. Oh,
Second
well.
serve.
All right. So it looks like he's going to lose.
Second serve.
Fault. No.
Down to the floor of Cerundolo. Back in from Djokovic. Back into Cerundolo. Again to the back of Djokovic. Cerundolo back in again to the back of Djokovic. Cerundolo's back in goes again. The back of Djokovic. Cerundolo down the line. Djokovic is there. With a forehand off the tape. It goes in. Cerundolo win it down the line. Right back.
He broke back.
And Cerundolo's pumped up now.
He
He's
broke
fired.
back. Oh, Berkshire is what you're
We're
saying.
back on serve in the 5th.
Yeah. Berkshire
2-1.
is what you're
Djokovic.
saying. Berkshire.
Oh, what a match.
It
What a
wasn't,
match.
it was a glitch, they said, but I think they're
What a
trying
match.
to.
By the way,
attack our markets. All right, it's 2-1. Cerundolo is serving.
Okay.
Darn it, it's back to tension. Back to tension city.
Now we're doing BME is right.
Back to tension city. I
So,
can't take
Sarah
it.
and Runo's is going to keep have to wait.
I
They're going
can't
to be on
take
for like
it.
another hour at this rate. They're going to be on at like 9:30.
I can't take this.
This is such a good match.
6-1,
Yeah.
5-7,
Please
3-6,
up on scores in the chat.
7-5.
Really annoying.
Now it's 2-1 Djokovic, but Cerundolo is serving.
Yeah, put some
Fifth
fires in the chat. Light the chat on fire. Put some fire emojis in the chat. Fire it up. Light the chat on
I
fire.
can't stand it.
It's currently
It is very
8:30
suspicious in
8:20
that
PM in
what
US
happened
hours.
with Berkshire
8:20.
Hathaway. Very,
Light the chat on fire. There you go, chat.
very suspicious.
Light it on fire.
I can't deal with this.
1-1.
It looked like he was going to win the 5th set.
So 2-1. Cerundolo to serve. Cerundolo to serve. Cerundolo to serve.
I think that's good that you added more finger.
Returns a winner.
Call from Carol Gilmore.
Maybe I should just sign off. I can't get everything done today. How about Nextbridge update? Let's see what that is.
Oh, he fell over Djokovic. Ooh. His knee just completely buckled.
Uh-oh. His knee is gone.
That was brutal.
His knee is gone.
15 all. It's covered in clay.
His knee is gone.
He's walking around, but that was tough. And yeah, Djokovic is saying again, talking about, yeah. He's talking to the supervisor, yeah, well done, good stuff. Yeah. Nole said, I told you this was going to happen. And the crowd's booing, but yeah, Djokovic slipped over. His leg didn't buckle. He just slipped. And he's right. He did say that the courts were too dry.
Okay.
And he said it like it when he hurt his knee. And then he just smacked his knee on the ground. I mean, that doesn't help.
The company Nextbridge Hydrocarbons is pleased to announce the successful resolution and settlement of the outstanding lawsuits with Datalog, which used to be or is doing business as Cordex Evaluation Technologies. As previously disclosed, the case Hudspeth and Wolfbone Investments LLC versus Datalog LWT was filed by the company's wholly owned subsidiary Hudspeth in Harris County, Texas. Additionally, Cordex filed suit against Hudspeth's former parent company, Torchlight Energy Resources, now known as Meta Materials, in Hudspeth, Texas. Nextbridge is pleased to announce Cordex has agreed to pay a cash settlement to our Hudspeth subsidiary to settle the suit, as well as remove their mineral lien. See, Ralph, that was what I said from the jump, that it was going to be hard for Nextbridge to raise money because lawyers were going to put litigation pending, Liz Pendens, mineral liens on their assets. So Cordex has removed their mineral lien filed against our Ora Grande field. That's great news. They're going to dismiss their lawsuit and release all claims against our subsidiary. At the conclusion of the settlement process, Hudspeth will in turn release all claims against Cordex and dismiss their Harris County suit. I think it's great news. I mean, I obviously don't know a lot about it. Greg McCabe stated, we are extremely pleased with the positive outcome and settlement terms in this proceeding. We gladly move forward now and put this chapter behind us as we continue the valuable work of re-envisioning and expanding our business model and strategy. I look forward to updating shareholders in the weeks and months to come in what is truly an exciting time for our company. I think it's great news. Damn it. 2-2. 2-all. I can't. It gives me that's my heart beating.
I think he's like, where's all this blood coming from? He keeps on having to wash his hands. It's all over his back.
All right. I'm going to, I got 2 calls from the gold company, so I'm going to put you on hold just a second. So Unmute. All right, you're live.
All right, so I did 3 things while we were sitting here. I had Christian Shaughnessy, yeah, I keep pronouncing it wrong, on the phone, my buddy. She says that there's no answers. There's no one answering the phones at Lind Partners. My friend actually knows Lind Partners. He made the call, and there's nobody there. So I told my friend, his name is Rich, and he said that he didn't hear anything, and I told him that they probably got caught by the feds, and he said that there's a lot of it going on. My friend does a lot of private placements, and he's a good guy. He's not one of the bad guys. So, you know, he knows them, and he made a call, and they didn't pick up their phone at all. And so I think their website is down again, and there's no one answering the call. So that tells me that it's close to it. They may have been served. Something's going on. It's just a matter of when. You know, obviously they're bad guys, but it is what it is. And I did tell 2 people on the call that K&W, I do believe these guys are actually, a couple of weeks ago, I stated, and this is my opinion, they're paying brokers to buy the stock. They need someone to buy the stock so they can sell it, so they can recoup their $12 million that they gave the company. So today, if this stock never trades, and today it's traded 400,000 shares, and it's all in the same spot. So basically, someone's watching trades. Some broker is buying.
This is K. What is it? K.
K&W. I'm just trying to show you how fraud works. I'm not proud.
I just want to get a quote on it.
It's 64 cents.
I thought that was $10 at one point.
I don't know. It's K&W. They took $12 million. Lind Partners. The stock trades some days 20,000 shares, and 3 weeks later trades 500,000 shares. Then it stops. So that looks like they paid someone to buy the stock, a broker, to put clients into it, right? Clients that are not paying attention. The broker makes $50,000. Lind sells 400,000 at 60 cents, makes 240,000 minus 50. They walk away with 190, and that's how they recoup the money. All right, it's called pay for play for play, whatever way you want to call it. But the way it trades is so obvious that something strange is going on there. I put it up there every day. How can a company with a $12 million toxic note not be sold off? Fngr Motion has no toxic note and is sold off every day. See the difference yet? How is that possible? The reason Fngr Motion keeps getting sold off is because these guys need to keep it down and get people to bail out. K&W doesn't get sold off because of one reason. They need to sell the stock. So they got to bait people into buying it so they can get back their money. That's the difference. Right now they're out a lot of money in this name, and they need to get it back. So they need to make sales, and they don't want to drive it down to pennies yet. They want people to buy it. So it's a very different game. A $12 million toxic note.
Maybe the shorts behind Jeff Easton have abandoned him, so he's on his own with no labs.
It could be possible. You know, it could be possible. All I know is that his lines are down. I put my buddy on the phone, and you can actually call Kristen up. I put her on the call. She heard the whole thing. So, I mean, so we kind of, well, we're doing all the legwork we can. I can't believe that this is still going on. Anyway, that's on Fngr. A lot of people keep texting me about GameStop. Okay, I answered it 1,000 times. My buddy just called me up, and he has a friend that does a lot of deals. He says everyone on the street knows the shorts bought the secondary on GameStop. So the 45 million shares was purchased by the shorts at $20. So if they shorted it at 50, buy it back at 20, they made $30, 45 million times. You could do the math. What is that? $1.3 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the company got $1 billion. Everyone's happy. I said I would look for the stock to rally again. The shorts would let it rally. They short it again, and they do it again. And listen, I hope it goes to the moon for everybody, but this stock has got a lot of crazy stories attached to it now. And the most important one, which I really didn't pay attention to, is Roaring Kitty bought 1 billion shares of this stock. The guy was in his basement. How did he come up with buying $1 billion?
Somebody said Roaring Kitty's wife works at Goldman Sachs. I don't know how to prove it, but yeah.
There's no way Goldman Sachs is getting involved in that. Trust me. And
Right.
she can make $1 million a year. She's not buying $1 billion worth of stock. That's a fact. So somebody is fronting this guy. So I can guarantee he probably set up an LLC. He owns 5% of it. Some hedge fund is funding it 100, but 95% using his name to manipulate the stock. Now, the interesting thing is he put a video out, which I thought was today, where he said he was going to take some time off after doing whatever he did.
Right.
And if someone fronted him the money, I can guarantee you they sold it at 40. Because if they put up that much money,
Oh, yeah.
there's no hedge fund on the street.
That's still long that trade.
Right.
That trade's done.
This is not fidelity management. This is a long time play. They bought it, they used his name, and they're sitting around laughing, saying, "Oh my God, it worked." Sell the fucking thing. That's what they did.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And
to me.
and you know what? He could have a problem with the SEC for manipulation, but maybe that's why he said that he was not going to be around. He was taking some time off. He actually said in the video, goes, "I still don't know what I'm doing." I've told you this.
Pretending to be dumb.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He signed with someone. People have asked me to get to Roaring Kitty to help promote Fngr motion. I said, I told him I don't know the guy and I have no idea how to get to him. But other people think that's how they think. Someone got to him and said, "Hey man, we'll put it up. We'll put the money up." And now we got his position. How did this guy come up with money? They said he made $40 million back in the day. Take away 40% for taxes. He walked away with $25 million. That was 3 years ago. You're telling me that he invested that wisely, that he came back with $1 billion, and all of a sudden he's Warren Buffett? You want to buy a bridge? I'll sell you a bridge. It's impossible. So I think there's going to be a little hair attached to this thing. And if it was them squeezing the shorts, whatever they did again, I think the SEC will stick their nose in this trade for sure. Now, listen, I'm on his side, but I think he's done it all stupidly. I think it's, I don't think he needed to do it that big and, make a stink out of it. If he wanted to bet his $24 million and roll the dice, that's a different story. But he would have been on TV saying, "Hey, I put my money in my mouth where my mouth is, and I put it all in." And I can't see his wife or anybody else. He said he's living in a rented house. His wife works for Goldman Sachs. What is she doing? In the cafeteria? Give me a break. It's the stupidest story I've ever heard. But anyway, that's my GameStop. Again, there's too much hair on it for me. For those who keep trying to buy the dips and sell it, good luck. I just don't know what to say about it. You could go, I'm not jealous. I could care less. I'm just telling you, be careful. There's too much nonsense going on in the name. It's all over. Still, no one put a story about who bought the secondary. We know it's the short, but the newspapers never reported it. And this guy who lives in his basement comes out and buys $1 billion worth of a billion shares. What do you buy? 5 million shares of GameStop.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do it. You tell me how I could buy 5 million shares of Fngr motion with no money. I'm doing it. I don't know how to do it. It's impossible. If I sold everything I own, my whole family and cousins, everybody, we couldn't come up with the money to do that. 5 million shares of stock and put up $1 billion. Come on, give me a break. The stupidest story ever. And I'm sure everybody on the street jumped in on it because everyone's not that stupid. They can figure it out. Any questions?
What about what happened with Berkshire Hathaway being down to zero?
Well, I think that's you got to be, the system is all computerized. And when a trade like that goes off, they have to be careful because it can unwind and trigger sell programs. Now, everyone thought the trades had a sequence, but it could trigger sell programs. All these things are computerized.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at it, if it triggered and it set off all kinds of stuff, so Coca-Cola, whatever his positions are, sell this, sell that. All of a sudden, who knows what it's tied to? I don't know, but it could trigger off a massive sell program. So that could have been done by someone, obviously, to create that sort of problem.
Wow, Larry Allen
Just-
died.
Who?
Dallas Cowboy. Larry Allen died suddenly
Oh, the
at age
offensive tackle.
52.
The offensive tackle or the guard, whatever he was, the big
Yeah,
guy.
52 years old.
He's 350 pounds, William. So
His
anyway,
arms are bigger than your head.
he eats more in one sitting than I eat for a week. But so I gave you my recap on GameStop. You want to trade it, knock yourself out. It's too much crazy stuff in here. A guy living in his basement buys 5 million shares of stock plus calls. He's up. All of a sudden, he's richer than Nancy Pelosi. Everyone's jumping in on it. Roaring kitty. Then he puts up a video. It's just too crazy for me.
So, Ham, long-time listener, first-time question. Would you sell GTII, Vocal, ZJYL at a loss to buy more Fngr?
You know what? In ZJYL, I don't control it, and I personally think it's going to work. GTII, I wouldn't sell it because I believe management is going to leave. Richard is working on it. There's a big effort to get rid of management. If management leaves, that turns around. My friend has been buying Vocal. He's the one that took it up to 9. He's been buying all the stocks, so he's a big holder, and he believes on that idiot's got something really good to, But I don't know. I don't follow it. I had my daughter sell it at a penny, so that's where we dumped it. She sold it at a penny, took whatever money she had left, and she piled it into GDC at 380. That's how smart we are. So I couldn't advise you on that. Hey, but if you have something that you can put it into,
Fngr.
if you could scrape something together and buy a stock that I'm not going to tell you what stock to buy, but if you think you have another advantage on it, listen, I'm a believer in that when things look ugly, something's going to turn. So, I mean, I don't want to tell you to sell GTI to management leaves tomorrow and the thing goes to $5, but I think that if the management does leave, you'll get a chance to buy it at 50 cents, 60 cents if it turns before it runs. Someone told me that Alpine, there's a big story about Alpine's going after Fngr and the DTC. And I'm just laughing, and it's just amazing. There's a story around about that somewhere. And I'm looking at it saying, how do we get the only crooked prime broker firm that's fighting to the death? And the only reason they're fighting that hard is because obviously they're buying time to hide something. There's no question. You're never going to beat the government here. The DTC is a $1 trillion corporation. It ain't beating it. That's the government. It ain't happening.
You can't buy maturity like Ben Palmer. He called Lind and left a voice message making a certain noise that you can imagine comes from your rear end.
That's all. There's no phones. No one's answering the main line. No one's answering. We tried. Again, they're 100% going to get caught for being an unregistered toxic lender.
Would you sell 800 shares of DJT for Fngr?
I can't believe that stock is down. Listen, I believe that DJT is going to be a pure winner because you got Donald Trump here. And Donald Trump, that's his gateway to money. So the people manipulating that stock, it's a tough thing. I wouldn't sell it yet. I really like DJT. I don't own it, but speaking to the people that I'm talking to, they're working hard on everything we've always said. And at any given day, he's going to force the issue. This is a lot of money to Donald Trump. So all the people that have been hurting him, he can make it all back and then some on this stock. And I believe they're going to call in every marker, or they are calling in every marker, to make sure this gets exposure and gets settled. So if they do that, this is the only stock I believe is going to be able to knock down the walls in D.C. and get it done.
Can Trump help us even if he doesn't become president?
100%. The people in Washington are follow Jim Jordan. Just look at what he's doing. That's the connection. I told you I offered to become a witness and testify, and I have to jump through the hoops to get that done. So we're working on that. And, What else can I say? I mean, I feel strongly about that stock. I don't feel strongly about AMC, GameStop, or KOSS, the same three stupid names. Those stocks are so convoluted, I can't even tell you. AMC sold how many shares? 75 million shares, raised all kinds of money at 375. That's got to drift to that spot. GameStop, they sold 45 million shares at $20. And this stupid story comes out. How come no one questioned where this kid came up with the money? He bought 5 million shares of stock. That is going to be the dumbest story I've ever heard in my life. And I can't believe anybody would back him and still stay long and say, oh my God, the stock just went from 20 to 40, which I could have sold it all. And it's down now again, and I gave back 50% of my profit. It's not a prayer if a hedge fund put up the money for that trade that they still stay long. Impossible. I'm just trying to teach you guys the trading habits, the way to look at it. Like, there's no way when that stock opened to 40 today that I'd be a buyer. I would definitely be a seller. But it's so dangerous because I never know who's going to fold here. I'm not really following it. But my feeling was always to the downside since they did the secondary. So it'd be sell the rips, but buy the dips. It'd be the opposite. But that's, this stock is going to be trending the other way, I believe. I don't know why they keep going back to the well, but that's what they keep doing.
Unbelievable. New York Stock Exchange resolved a technical issue. What the hell? I think it's warfare.
I wouldn't doubt it. I told you could trigger off a sell program.
I think they're trying to cause mayhem, cause dozens of billion-dollar stocks to list at up to 99% price losses. Berkshire Hathaway, GameStop, Chipotle.
Well, think about people.
Barrick Gold, even Barrick Gold. Unbelievable.
Think about a stock all of a sudden affecting an average for a second, and people, buy puts. They do sell futures. They do anything. They see it. People study this stuff tightly.
There's that same guy.
About what?
The same guy they always take a picture of. He has long white hair, doesn't shave. He's bald. I don't know who it is, but he's in all the pictures.
I never saw people with trillions of dollars at their disposal. Can't figure out anything that goes wrong. Never. And they keep everybody in the dark about it. It's just amazing.
So who's Keith Gill? Is that Roaring Kitty? Keith Gill?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, whatever basement he's renting, which he said he's rented this house, whatever one he's renting, I want to go in it and come out with enough money to buy 5 million shares, or buy $1 billion worth of stock. Give me a break. And he says in the video, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm here just, playing stupid. I don't know anything. I do believe the guy's stupid, and he's just a retail investor. And I
think he's the signal so they don't have to communicate with each other.
No, whatever it is, I think it's way above everybody's head now. I think that, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like this stock is going to go to the moon. I think if the company didn't do that secondary, it could have had a chance to go again. But that company did that secondary and stopped it cold. AMC, I just feel like, they've been raising, these companies do raise more money through a short squeeze than anything they've ever done in their life. If I was the CEO of those companies, I would tell people, I'm not talking about short squeeze anymore. I'm here to build a business. Take it easy. The GameStop guys should be raising more money. Raise what you can while, what does they say? Make hay when the sun is shining. Go make all the money you can. Take the money, go buy Apple Computer, and go on vacation.
You should go buy an arms manufacturer.
You can do anything, right? Go take a stake in Boeing or something.
Go buy Boeing.
Go buy
jets.
Boeing. Take a stake in Boeing, and that's it. When it rallies back up, you make a lot of money. There you go. See you in 10 years. That's it.
Well, Gary, this is a good guy. He's not Gary Klopp. is saying that Ham is wrong on the GME story. That's possible. I don't.
Hey, I'm just reading what I'm seeing. I'm not telling you to buy it. I could kill. I'm not advising it. I'm telling you what I see.
Yeah.
Listen, Carl Icahn just took a stake in Caesars. He came out. I took a stake in Caesars. That's what people do on Wall Street. GameStop traded 45 million shares and no one said anything for 2 weeks. Who bought the stake? I don't know. No one knows. No one says anything. So
Right.
if no one's saying anything, that means the short's covered.
Right.
It's pretty easy. That's how Wall Street works. So if I'm not distorting any facts, I'm giving you my opinion based on my history of seeing this stuff. If it was an investor, he would be like Carl Icahn, took a stake in Caesar's World, and he put it on the tape that he took a stake. It's very obvious. So so now Roaring Kitty has $1 billion. Is it wrong for me to say where did he come up with the money? Does this guy know where it came from? Gary, do you know where the money came from? I don't know. Give it to me. Where'd it come from? How'd the guy go in the basement and come out with $1 billion? Tell me. So those are the two things that I'm talking about. Where the stock goes, I don't know. My opinion is, I think it's played out. I think that eventually people are going to get tired of it, and that's my opinion of it. It could spike to 500. I don't care. I'm not involved. I don't care.
What you're hearing is what a trader sees and would do. The risk goes up early on in this trade, like this morning. I think there was a lot of risk this morning. It opened high and went lower, but anyway, there's a lot of risk.
Everyone looks for the stock to gap open and keep going, because that's what.
Are you kidding? Diggy Kirk is saying that there's a post from Quiver Quantitative that says Kitty's net worth is $365 million. So this idiot is worth $1/3 billion. That's unbelievable.
And he was sitting here talking on Roaring Kitty. That's what he was doing.
Unbelievable. Yeah, Roaring Kitty.
And he bought $1 billion worth of GameStop stock, every penny he had on margin, and he's sitting with it. So
listen to this. This is another point of view. If you read the entire story that Roaring Kitty put out, there is something huge brewing to take down all of the shorts. He will execute 120 calls on June 21, and the shorts will be forced to locate. Where does he get the money to execute?
Well, people don't realize that when you execute, you got to buy the stock, right?
All right. That's a lot of squid there.
Listen, good luck. Listen, everyone on the call, you want to go play GameStop, there it is. Go knock yourself out. I'm just telling you that this is too hairy for me to be involved with, to risk money. The $30 calls for this week are like $7 for this week, or $7. The 30s. The stock is $31. That's a lot of premium, my friend. Good luck. You got 5 more days to go. Good luck. See you later. I could kill us. I told you before, if you want to play it, sell your stock, buy cheap calls, and never look again. Right? If you made $10 in it, if you bought 1,000 shares, you made 10 points, you made 10 grand, take 5 of it, go buy cheap calls, and don't look back. That's the way to play it.
So Mike, Georgia Kakos, K&W, non-invasive medical diagnostic technology, entered into a funding agreement for up to $12 million, of which it has executed $4 million with Lind Global. CEO is really excited. Philip Vallier, Lind is excited about that. He said the same thing about Fngr. The funding provided to No Labs will come in form of a convertible secured notes.
I don't want to read that whole thing. Get out of here. Just go read it yourself. Listen, it's a toxic debt spiral note. That's all. It's convertible. It keeps ratcheting down. That's what they do. All right. They gave the company 12. The company, the CEO, all the shareholders think they got $12 million or access to 12. When the guy wants to convert, he's going to convert the stock at its lowest point. So what does he do? He can sell as many shares as he likes here Do 4 million shares at a penny. How many shares is that? How many shares is that? You get $4 million at a penny. Could someone do the math for me? Ask your audience. What's 4 million at a penny?
I'll do it. I just have to put it in my computer.
I don't want to sound, I can't remember. I don't know if it's 400 million shares.
400 million shares.
So 400 million shares. The stock's traded maybe 3 million shares in the last 4 months. They got a lot of wood to chop here. They can't do it all in one day, so they kind of rope people into buying it. The CEO is going to come out and tell them we're presenting all the good news, and they're just going to meet this. All the buying is going to be met with selling. Fngr Motion had the same problem. These guys are animals. They keep selling it, selling it, selling it. That's what they do. And they do it against that note. If you had that note in your hand, anybody on this call, and you had the right to convert 400 million shares at a penny, where are you going to push the stock? And you're going to sell all you can between 60 cents and a penny, correct?
Yeah.
With 400 million shares, let's say at 30 cents average, 100-something million dollars, what is it, right? That's a 30 cents average if he was able to get it off, right? And that's what they do. Now, they can't do that much because they got to carry this position. To make a short position has to be carried so they can convert. They can't convert at 60 cents if it doesn't work out. They need to push it down to as low as possible, then convert. But they need to make sales. So the only reason they can carry the position is because they're naked shorting it. Ta-da! There's your naked short. And they all do the same thing. Go read all these people that got caught naked shorting. It's funny, they all have the same thing. They sold billions of shares of stock. Billions. Because they're driving stocks from $1 to a penny. Depending on the size of the note, it's huge. Imagine if it was, they did take the $12 million, William.
Yeah. Well, it's 4. You're right.
I'm saying, but what if they go to the 12?
Right.
They have the right to convert at a penny $1.2 billion, 1.2 million,
Right.
1.2 billion shares.
Right.
What do you think they're looking at? Oh my God, if he takes this 12 million, we could sell 1 billion shares of this piece of shit at a 20-cent average. We'll make $200 million doing nothing. The shareholders will get wiped out. That's how the game is played.
Yeah.
And everybody on this call, when you see these companies get these debentures, you're dead. That's what happens. We all fell victim to it. So I'm just trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you what I learned on a trading desk about GameStop. Big investors, when they file, they buy a stock. Call Icon. I bought a 10% stake in Caesars. Why did Carl buy a stake in Caesars? He says all the nice things. I love the company. I guarantee he knows they're going to get the license for New York City. That's how I look at it. And that's how the big guys play. And you position yourself to say, okay, if you're smart enough, you go out there and find out when's the approval coming for the license in New York City for casino gambling, right? And I guarantee you Caesars is going to win it. There you go, because Carl Icahn has got the scoop on it. And that's the proper way to play it. And that's the legal way to play it. GameStop, we have 45 million shares that were covered by we don't know who. No one owned up for buying it, so that means the shorts covered it. The next day, we got this guy, Roaring Kitty, who lives in a basement, bought $1 billion worth of GameStop stock and options. And now he's telling you he's going to exercise the options to create a short squeeze where he already spent $1 billion on the stock. If you don't think he flipped it and sold it at $40, then I'll sell you the Brooklyn Bridge. You can even put a toll booth on it, your own toll booth on it. I mean, listen, I've been doing this a long time. Believe me, I just want you to get used to it. If this guy Roaring Kitty is Warren Buffett's son, that's a different story, but I haven't heard otherwise. I heard a guy saying, I live in the basement, I rented a house, I live in the basement. He hit it big with GameStop once before. He made $40 million, take away 40% for tax. He's got $25 million. $25 million, he's now buying $1 million worth of stock and options. I don't know how, I just don't see the math, how that plans out. And that's it. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just telling you what I see. You want to chase it? Knock yourself out. If you want to chase it, be safe, buy the 40 calls. If it goes, if you think it's going to the moon, why not buy the 40, buy the 50 calls at a quarter, whatever it is for this week. You do it every week. So you don't lose a lot of money. And meanwhile, you're invested. Does that make sense, William?
It makes sense.
And that's the way to play it safe. In case you haven't realized, these games go, people last week, I don't know if there was options expiring last week. I don't remember. But, these things, they go away. People get wiped out. 2 weeks ago, everybody lost all their money in the options. That's what it goes. That's how it works. Think about the poor people that had the $20 calls that when they paid $20 for them, when the stock ran to 70, when it got crushed. I bought them at 15 and they went to 0 2 weeks ago. I mean, that's just the way it goes. It's a dangerous game. When you buy a stock like Fngr Motion, it's an option that doesn't expire. The company's in business. It's got real business. It's got revenue. It's doing everything the right way. It's just a matter of when it's going to go. I can't tell you to buy calls in it because I can't time it myself. How am I going to tell you to do it? I try to time it. It doesn't work. You got to just roll the dice and hopefully you get a feeling. I think DJT is going to be explosive. Why? Because I think Devin Nunes and Donald Trump know they can make a lot of money from this, and they know that the SEC is trapped, and the GameStop stuff is bringing it to a forefront, and I think that they know about it. They're going to take advantage of it.
Stoti Proshadits. I guess it's saying, what are you talking about? Maybe.
We're talking about the birds and the bees. If you just tuning in.
Ham is forgetting what happened last month with GME and Roaring Kitty's post on X. He could have loaded options before his post and made 100 times his money that week. Maybe.
You couldn't make enough money to make $1 billion. Trust me. If you made $40 million, you could have made $100 million. You still $100 million. You're talking about he spent $1 billion buying 20 million shares. Buying 5 million shares.
Is there a rumor of JP Morgan as it relates to Fngr?
It was out last week. Someone posted it, and someone found in the filing that it talks about the deal that they're working on.
So it's JP Morgan? That's pretty impressive.
Well, no, I didn't say JP Morgan. It said it came through JP Morgan. That's what I thought it said. So again, it's, when someone does things, Wall Street hears it. It's a small place, Wall Street. When I heard the Lind Partners wasn't answering the phone, Kristen called me up and I put her on with a friend of mine that made the call right to Jeff Easton, and they didn't pick up. That's how small Wall Street is. It took me 30 seconds to find someone to make a call. That's how small Wall Street is. So someone maybe in the telecom trading at JP Morgan heard that the company was doing a deal with, Fngr Motion, whoever it may be. And that's where the rumor came out. And then the next day, people were posting about something in the filing. You asked me last night, do I read the filings? I said no. I didn't see it.
Well, I'm not making fun of you. That's just years of realizing it's a waste of time.
Well, I'm just saying that
you can hear it from somebody else.
People posted it. It's in a filing. I did not read any of it, and it was there. So I'm looking at it saying, okay, if the shorts want to keep playing the game, holding it down, for those who believe that this thing is coming down the pipe, it's in the filing, you buy the stock. You don't want to buy the stock, don't buy the stock. There's nothing I can say. I told you last night, the stock, the performance of the company has nothing to do with the stock price. They basically gone two different directions, only because of security fraud. The stock should not be here. Absolutely not. But it is what it is. I bought the stock in December 2018 at 287. The stock is at 305. So I'm up 20 cents after 5 years. The door's open. After 5 years, I'm up 20 cents, and the company is 100 times stronger, better, you name it. And I'm up 5 cents because of Lind Partners. That's it. How does the stock have nothing but sellers every day? Every day, 200,000, 200. The stock should be trading 300,000 shares a day. It's ridiculous. Who's selling it? Nobody. But every day it's 300,000, 300,000, 335,000. It's going to be 400,000 today. Out of the 400,000, I guarantee you the naked short number is going to be 40% today because the washing of trades is most of the volume. Back and forth all day. So if there's 400,000, you take away 200,000 and you get 80,000 naked shorts. I mean, it's just whatever the number may be. It's just that nothing matches up. It's all fake. It's tough to chart. It's tough. Everything about this stock is fraudulent trading. There's nothing I can do about it. Listen, all the stuff about finger motion is right there. You see the CEO's videos. People are posting on Twitter that I don't even know are picking out things that I'm learning about it as they watch it. Just watch the videos, learn, do your own homework. People picked out of a filing. The company's in negotiations for a major deal. It's right in the filing. Who is it? A carrier. They said it's the biggest carrier. Someone put a chart up. It's either Apple or that Hawaii or whatever it's called. It's Hawaii, HAWAI, something like that. Those are the two biggest players. So if this company's negotiating with these people over that RC something, I don't even know what that RCM, whatever that may be. I'm not a telecom analyst. I don't understand it. But if the Chinese demand that these companies operate the way they want them to do, finger motion can be the beneficiary of it. We got gold. What else can you say? Wait for the news to come out. What can I tell you? Wait for the news, and then when you go chasing it, then you'll say, "Okay, why did I buy it before?" You know, that's how it works. You can wait, you can buy it now, you can buy it later. Do whatever you like. Believe me, the stock acts horrible. Every day, sell. Every day since October 10th. How's that one? I've been talking about it since October 10th. The stock has been nothing but selling, going down every day, under attack. But look how fast it turns when GameStop. Look how fast GameStop turned. It was 20. It went to 840 today, 41. It turned on a drop of a dime. It turns. That's what happens when best business plan in the world, squeezing a short. GameStop has done nothing to enhance their business, but has printed $2 billion in the bank over short squeezes. AMC, the same thing. I'm sure KOSS has done the same thing. I'm sure other companies have done the same thing. K&W wishes they squeezed the shorts because they would raise that money and pay off the debt real quick, but they can't. Anything else, William?
It's pronounced Huawei. Huawei.
All right.
Buzzman's been selling covered calls on Fngr. It's a reasonable idea. Just keep them short. Don't go out too far. This guy for Fngr and Northwest Bio. Not a bad combo.
Listen, I always hear good things about Northwest Bio, but what am I going to say? I can't. It's 43 cents. One day it's going to cure cancer, and everybody will try and come. And I seen that in Imclone, IMCL, 100 years ago, where they came out one day and they said they cured something in cancer in mice. So I went from $20 to 100 in 2 minutes.
Anyone
That's
can
how it goes.
post they bought 50 million shares. Doesn't mean they did, and it will take Fnr 5 years to catch them. Yeah, maybe.
Well, is that true? Because I'll go down and I'll post it that I did it. I bought 5 million shares of Fngr today. I paper traded it. I bought it. I made it up in my mind. That's it. Nothing else.
That's it.
All right. Listen. I gave you all I know. All right.
You did a great job. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Call ended.
Djokovic won while we were talking. He now has the most match wins in Grand Slams, beating Roger Federer. And he also has the most slam quarterfinals. But he hurt his knee, so it's going to be tough for him to go further, I think. Anyway, what else can we talk about? The themes I think you need to realize, things are going to be in the stock market. So hit and run. Don't get tied to anything. We're at a different stage in this market even than we were 2 years ago, obviously. He's 37 years old. You're not going to have this kind of guy again. Sinner's really good, and Zverev is amazing. I think Rune is going to win a lot. There's a few in there that I'm surprised they don't win more. Medvedev I really like, but I guess clay isn't his thing. And Alcaraz, if Djokovic has to play Alcaraz, it's going to be tough with his bad knee. MMTLP. $315 is the current ceiling. I don't know about that TK16. There's no question that they are, you understand it, TK16. Everybody here has bought as much Fngr as they can buy. Everybody can buy one share of stock for their money. But the criminals under Ann Wagner and Adina Friedman and Gary Gensler markets, the criminals can sell a stock over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's why the stock doesn't go up. Now, you're waiting for news. I don't think news necessarily will make Fngr go up. What will make Fngr go up is a surprise. A surprise. The other thing is a buy-in of Lind Partners clients could do it. You never know. You need a surprise to cause a squeeze. A surprise announcement. Nobody expects. China hires Fngr Motion to build robots which run on data, like what's that movie Arnold Schwarzenegger was in where he goes to the moon and there's a bunch of robots in it? Let me look. I don't think it's crickets. Let me look. I think I sent you an email. Ah, cutie pie. Who is that cutie pie? Let me look. But I am having a hard time with Gmail tracking everything because they do their organization of emails in conversations. They don't do it the way I'd like to do it. I just like a chronological order. So let me search for your name. Where can I search? All right. Inbox. And then I don't know how to search it. I guess I go like that. And customize change or okay. I need to find the search button. There's no search. Oh, here, maybe this will give me a search. Oh. There's no way to search your name. No way to search your name. So I have 500 emails here. I guess I'll just have to go through every one of them. I can look in spam. Oh, there is one, by the way, in spam that I have to get out of spam. Spam, 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 de-spam. Pete, I don't see. It's going to take too long to do it right now. Oh, here, gray market. May 30. Is this you? All right. On May 30, you sent me an email at 3:51. Gray market. It's nice. Very impressive. Very impressive. Interesting. Well, I'll have to read it. I'm not going to do it while I'm live, but I like what you sent. I like the website very much. So let me read it and we'll talk. I didn't mean to have crickets. I've been focused on making sure this is unrelated to the gold company. So I've been focused on making sure everybody that wants in gets in. And I should be done with that, I'd say today or tomorrow. Or at least feel I discharged my responsibilities. It could always take longer. I like it. I like it, Pete, very much. Did anyone buy Berkshire hat? No, I didn't. Red Planet, Total Recall. That's it. Total Recall. Very smart. Very smart. I don't charge like Ace, but I don't know how to. I really don't know how to. I really don't know how to. I do have to come up with a way of making money. Ace has a better computer than I do, so he probably has a better system, much better system than I do. But even if he's charging, I doubt he's making much money. Very hard to make a living doing this unless you have, 100,000 viewers. No, Pete, I think I got your email. It's good. It really is. I don't like how they do their conversations, but that's just because I'm just not good with computers. I don't even know how to type. Let's see how some of these stocks are trading. GME is up 672. NVIDIA is up 42. Yeah, everything's under a bit of pressure. It's 317. I don't know what else to talk about, so I might end. I will point out to you that skeptical, the Joker won today. So looks like he's gonna play. If I had to guess, very hard to call. Taylor Fritz and Casper Ruud are one set all. That's hard to call who's going to win that. Casper Ruud has been playing really well lately, and he could rally here. And then DeMauer, the demon as they call him, is going to play Zverev or Rune. I think Rune's going to beat Zverev. But Zverev is amazing. They're all amazing. And then down at the bottom, Sinner hasn't had a single seeded player to play until now. And it's the number 10, Dimitrov. Although Dimitrov, he's a little older, but he's playing really well. So Sinner will probably beat Dimitrov. Alcaraz will probably beat Tsitsipas. So you're going to have Sinner Alcaraz play in the semifinals. And I would have to say, I bet it's going to be, as long as his knee holds up, I bet it's going to be Djokovic, Rune in the semifinals on the other side, as long as his knee holds up. Yeah, I think you're right. And I like it. Mike, I'll read it to you. I mean, it's very, very much, if you don't get it, I guess you haven't been listening all along. But the funding provided to K&W by Lind comes in the form of a convertible secured note, which carries an aggregate face value of up to 14.4 million. So the par is 14.4 with a purchase price of 12 million. So they're making whatever that is, 15% right there. The initial closing is 4 million. No labs received net proceeds of approximately 3.68 million. You can find this simply by Googling it. 3.68 million after fees, with the convertible note having a face value of 4.4 million. So the greedy bastards at Lind Partners already have built in, whatever that is, you can do the arithmetic, 15-20% profit after taking the fees and a discount to par, the face value. It has a 24 maturity date. It can be paid at the company's option in cash or through the issuance of shares equal to the principal amount being paid in shares divided by 90% of the average of the 3 lowest volume weighted average prices during the 20 trading days prior to the applicable payment date. In other words, Lind Partners can short that counterfeit, sells non-existent shares into existence, and cause the conversion at a 10% discount to the lowest price they're able to get it to in 3 of 20 trading days. In certain circumstances, shares can be converted at a fixed price of $1, which represents a 50% premium to the last closing price, subject to an adjustment. Of course, that's all a lie. That's so they can say, they can talk about it. They're liars. Jeff Lind is the liar. In connection with the issuance of the convertible notes, No Labs will also issue to Lind a warrant to purchase 3 million shares, 75% warrant coverage of the funded amount. The warrant will be exercisable for 60 months. This warrant just gives an escape valve in case the stock runs. It's equal to 80 cents, a 20% premium to the closing price, which Lind Partners drove the stock down to. This is all, if Ann Wagner would just get off of her spotted behind and realize that people are being cheated in the markets, all you need is a audit trail. Oh, but that would violate the privacy of the criminal strategy these guys have. Thank you, Barbara. You're the best. You're the best. Mojo, I don't know. I think that the entire country is under probing by an enemy. They probe at the Baltimore Bridge. They probe at the chemical spill in Ohio. They probe with the cattle destroyed in the plains of Texas. They probe at the several meat packing factories. They probe at the chicken factories. They probe at our border with 18 to 30-year-old men from all over the world. They probe at our power stations. They probe in our cities. I think they're probing. If we were at war, you would call these actions sabotage. That's what I think it is. But that probably means that Susan Wojcicki's successor at YouTube is going to think that I'm crazy. They have funding. They have 3.6 million with a face value of 4.4 million. That's what it says. So they got some funding, but then they're locked in, and the selling 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 will continue until morale improves. All right, I'm gonna sign off because I want to make sure that I have followed up on this gold company with everyone that's emailed, and I have a good list here, and we're making good progress. But I'd say there's at least 30, maybe 40 people who responded, and I've only gotten one no, and I want to make sure I get a no from everybody who responded before I tell the company we're finished. I hope so. I hope Ann Wagner is toast in a political sense. in a political sense. So, all right, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for joining in. I can't believe Djokovic won. I guess he's got until today is Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday he plays. Let me find out. Yeah, Wednesday. So he's got maybe 48 hours before his knee gets tested again. She is ducking you and me. So anyway, all right, I want to get back to work because I'm distracted by the emails and the phone calls I have to make. I've got to close this down, and I really appreciate everybody signing in. I think it was a good call. I think Ham was great, and those two stocks I can't talk about. Let's watch them, and. I'm trying to think of something good to leave you with, but remember to follow the science. Always follow the science, even if it's made up. Always follow the science. All right. Cheers, everyone.